You?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your plea?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I'll accept your guilty plea and find you guilty. What is your problem?
Can I read you my letter, Your Honor?
You've been, when your case got bound over from Willoughby back in December, until you came here and left for NeoCap, you were an ass ache in the jail. When you came back from NeoCap, you continue to be an ass ache almost on a daily basis. What is your problem?
Your Honor.
Because I'm sick of it. I got a pile of paper about you like this, on all the problems you're causing over there. What's your problem?
With the jail situation, I have been causing an issue with other inmates. Me and other inmates get into it a lot. A lot of people in there facing time. A lot of people about to do time. A lot of people, and people bumping heads in there. And I could just say on my behalf, I have been getting into a lot of fights, and I've been taking it, and I've been apologizing, pleading guilty, and trying to move forward.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't. But I don't have a stack of paper like this on any other person in there. I don't have any papers on any other person in there except you.
Your Honor, when I first got to the jail, it was a different scenery for me. I wasn't used to being.
As long as someone chooses to live like a criminal, they should not be surprised when consequences become a regular part of life. Accountability is not optional, and pretending otherwise only leads to repeated failures. That is why I genuinely respect judges who stand firm and refuse to entertain excuses or nonsense. Their role is not to comfort bad behavior, but to uphold order and reality. Moments like these also expand my vocabulary in unexpected ways, adding colorful terms to my personal lexicon. In the end, truth, discipline, and a strong judicial presence speak louder than any empty argument.
The meanest, biggest guy tell you excuse me. So I was getting into it a lot with people that didn't have no problem with disrespecting, you know, and it's one TV, one remote. So a lot of things just was, and I ain't trying to make no excuse to you, Your Honor, because I know you don't like them. And I'm admitting my part. I was fighting. And when you send me to NeoCap, I told myself I'm gonna have a lot more self-control because I know you ain't gonna take that. You're not gonna accept that, especially with my jail record. Now, when I was in NeoCap, I like to read you this letter right quick, and because I'm better at writing how I feel. I said, Your Honor, when I was at NeoCap, I was falsely accused of being terminated from the program NeoCap, in which I have key evidence of phone calls with my lawyer, voicemails, and video footage indicating that I wanted to lead the program myself. The staff members can testify to my credibility, Your Honor. I even spoke with my probation officer, Mr. David Tompkins, before I got there about my uneasiness about being there, and he stated while I was there, my lawyer could file a motion to have me removed while I was there. There was residents who was putting my rehabilitation in danger with derogatory terms and prejudice statements. I probably could have used better coping skills to adjust to my environment a little more. I just felt uncomfortable being around such negativity and hate. Also, I have more to lose than the average person because my freedom is at risk. In just a short period of time, I was informed I had some redirections, but I wasn't even informed when I reached. I was informed that I had multiple redirections, but I wasn't even informed when I reached a couple redirections, Your Honor. So I felt I was being targeted because I told the staff members and everybody there that I wanted to leave NeoCap, but in good standards. It was a problem that I wanted to leave because Miss Lisa, the head supervisor there, told me there was only 2 ways people left NeoCap on her watch.
After researching it further, I learned that NeoAP is an Ohio-based program designed for employed adults who have been convicted of a crime. It allows participants to keep their jobs by taking part in a structured work release system. In this program, individuals work their regular daytime jobs and then return to a secure facility in the evening. There, they receive counseling and structured programming aimed at correcting criminal behavior and reducing repeat offenses. Similar programs exist in many states, and they are well known for being difficult to complete without a genuine change in mindset. However, for those who are truly committed to self-improvement, NeoAP offers a constructive path that balances accountability with the chance to rebuild their lives without losing employment.
So I was like, you can do it, Jaden. just a little longer. I'm like, no, man, because I'm going to lose my temper. And I can't go in front of my judge for putting my hands on nobody when they got a zero tolerance for fighting. So I asked to be moved again. They was like, no. It was like the next time something happened, let us know. And I let him know. Then the very next day, he made a black joke. And everybody in the room laughed because I was the only black dude on that side. So I told him
So
again.
you got kicked out of there because the director was trying to talk to you about something, okay? And you kept talking over her and arguing with her, and you got louder and louder. They moved you to another area away from other people, and you continued to yell and talk over her till they moved you to a room where nobody was in, attempted to talk to you again. You did the same thing, then started throwing stuff. That's why you got kicked out.
Your Honor, that is what they trying to tell you, Your Honor.
I have had one other alleged problem at NeoCap 9.5 years, and it turned out to be bullshit, okay? So all I know is you were an ass ache over here when you got here from Willoughby, and you got arrested in December until you left, and it started again once you came back. No. So you're going back here. Now you're going back to the jail, and I'm going to get a daily goddamn report on you. And if there's any trouble with you, then you're coming right back here for the sentence. Do you understand me?
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't want to hear any more bullshit going on with you.
Your Honor, can I please tell you something I'm dying to tell you, Your Honor?
You should seriously listen to your lawyer, especially when they are urging you to stop while you still have the smallest advantage. Legal counsel exists to protect you from making decisions that can only make your situation worse. Ignoring that advice often turns manageable problems into permanent damage. This is likely the best position you are going to reach, and pushing further will only cost you more. A smart move in moments like this is knowing when to stay silent and step back. Sometimes restraint is the strongest strategy you have left.
Man, with my life, man. They calling you, and they telling you shit I'm doing. But they ain't tell you what they doing. They over there fucking with me. I mean, they over there messing with me.
All these COs are fucking with you.
No, man.
You're saying?
It's a lot of, no, it ain't all of them. I'm cool with a lot of them. It's some of them, and they going to the sergeants, and the sergeants is going to the lieutenants, and they getting to you. And now you looking at my record because they know it's because I'm fighting. But I ain't never had no problem with no CO. And then until I came back, they playing with my life, man. They playing with my food. They playing with my food.
Why are all these guys suddenly doing that with you?
It ain't suddenly.
When I've never heard a whiff of a complaint about them doing it with other people.
Man, it's going around right now. It's officers that's literally searching people inappropriate. I got a PREA going on. That's why they did this. That's why they put me in front of you and called you like, get him out of here. Because I got a PREA going on. Because Officer Hammer touched my dick. I mean, my private part. Excuse my language. He touched my private part, and it ain't nothing I can do because they laughing in my face about this, and I can't put my hands on him because I'm gonna be in front of you for an assault. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing I can do. But I've been retaliating. I've been retaliating, doing dumb stuff, refusing to go on my cell and stuff like that because this the only way that I can get anything. Your Honor, they is only telling you one side, and they got the facts because they got the paperwork. I don't have paperwork. I can't make my own paperwork of what they doing to me, Your Honor. They literally is playing with my life, and they put me in front of you because they know all they got to do is...
Why are they all conspiring against you?
It's not all of them, Your Honor. It's just a few COs.
Why are the few COs conspiring against you?
All of them don't like me, and I don't like them. I told you, Your Honor. I'm not gonna lie to you.
How did you and the COs that are doing this develop this hate relationship with each other?
Because I'm not a person who just lay down and let somebody do something to me. So when I retaliate, they get upset about it.
So they're doing the same thing to other people, but other people aren't retaliating.
No. Other people do retaliate. It's people in the hole right now. I'm not even gonna bring them into it, but it was people in the hole right now getting in trouble for yoking COs up, for art. They getting sprayed and getting put in the chairs. I've never been through that, but I've been retaliating by refusing a lot and like refusing to get my trays up. So that type of stuff get me in more trouble, Your Honor. But they doing stuff to me. I just don't lay down and accept it. A lot of people do lay down and accept it, but a lot of people ain't. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that's been, I don't never put my hands on them. It's people that's in a hole right now that you probably haven't heard about that put their hands on the COs, that wrestle with them. I never did that. But focusing on me, I just retaliate, Your Honor, because they doing stuff to me and they not telling you about that, Your Honor. And I apologize that this had to even become before you. And I had a dream that they was gonna do something like this, but I never thought it was gonna be real, man. They is playing with my life. I got time over my head, and they calling my judge. They calling my judge like they playing with my life, Your Honor. I'm doing stuff. Yes, I'm not sitting here telling you I'm an angel or I'm not. I am, but I'm doing stuff to retaliate against what they doing to me. That's now since I've been in the hole right now. Before I went to NeoCap, I never had a problem with an officer. Never.
Well, you did, because I read them all.
That brings us to the conclusion of the first hearing. One important thing to understand about this judge is that while he is exceptionally firm, he is also surprisingly compassionate. He had every legal right to revoke probation and send the defendant to jail for the rest of the sentence. Instead, he chose a measured approach by ordering a short return to custody as a test of accountability. This decision gave the defendant a brief opportunity to prove that a second chance was truly earned. As we move into the second hearing, it becomes a clear reminder of why lying to a judge to escape responsibility is always a disastrous mistake.
I'm just very, I'm tired of just letting my family down, and you know, I just need definitely a chance at treatment. It's a hard addiction, and I just. I really don't think doing any more time would be well with everything. I'm just kind of lost for words. I'm just tired of letting my family down. I'm getting too old for this. So, 42 years old, and
Where'd you get the checks from?
I got the checks from the side of the mailbox.
Why do you have their debit cards, MasterCards, mail, tax forms, mortgage statements, child support forms, W-2s, notice of account change information, education loan application, ADA dental claim? Why do you have these documents?
Because they were actually thrown away, and it was in a bag full. It was mail.
From where?
I kept it in Las Vegas.
Yeah, not all of it's from Las Vegas. Some of it's from Ohio.
Yeah.
Okay, so what? How about you try something different here? Okay. Why did you tell Mr. Clement that you got these checks in an abandoned house that you were cleaning out?
That's where I got the checks from Ohio. Some of the ones.
Why don't you try being honest for a change?
I am, sir.
No, you're not. July 8th. Defendant was at work where they were cleaning out an abandoned home. It was littered with drug paraphernalia and was being used as a drug house. Defendant located a bag that contained fake money, a white powdery substance, and blank checks. Defendant took the bag, did not say anything to his employer about finding it in the home. He threw away the fake money and kept the checks and drugs, which he presumed to be methamphetamine. Decided to write out a check to himself for $900. The police tracked the check back to him, and he was arrested for the check. Thought he was not going to be charged for the drugs, but ultimately was charged for the drug possession. Why did you tell that to the probation officer?
That's what happened, sir.
Okay, I thought you just told me that the checks were in a mailbox on Garden Drive.
Well, the check that I some of the checks were by the mailbox where I was working. You know what I mean? It was like right
Where were you working?
in I don't know, it's some really bad neighborhood. It was I was cleaning out this house, and it was.
In Albert?
Wait a moment. Are you saying there are several stolen checks taken from different locations? That alone makes the situation far more serious than a single isolated incident. No matter how convincing he believes his lies to be, the sheer number of details will work against him. Keeping track of multiple stories, places, and timelines is nearly impossible. The more complicated the scheme becomes, the easier it is for inconsistencies to surface. In cases like this, deception tends to collapse under its own weight.
So much. You can't keep straight the lies that you tell. Okay?
I understand.
Because you were asked specifically about this case by Mr. Clement, and you told him that you found the checks and the drugs and some fake money in an abandoned house that you were cleaning out. And you took one of the checks and cashed it for $900, which was the Albertone check. Unless Albertone's hanging out in a drug house,
No.
okay? So it can't be both. You can't have grabbed them out of his
Right.
mailbox on Garden Drive and then found it in the abandoned home in a bad neighborhood. So why are you lying to me?
There was just two separate occasions, is what.
Well, so where did you get the Dominic Albertone check that you cashed for $900?
By this golf course, and,
Okay,
and
and why did you tell him you got it out of this abandoned house?
because to tell you the truth, sir, I didn't know whose name or who these, you know what I mean? I don't know which checks were which ones or which one were to belong to who, you know what I
Okay,
mean?
now you've been in jail for 148 days, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
So certainly, within the last 18 days, you haven't been doing meth, so you had a clear head on July 8th, right?
yeah,
130 days into your jail sentence. And you couldn't keep clear what this charge was, what you were pleading to, what you were talking about with Mr. Clement? Why do you have all these tax forms, debit cards, credit cards from places in Nevada and Ohio in your room at your house?
You ask me.
I just kept,
Huh?
I just kept them, I don't know.
Kept them why?
The truth, I don't know why I had those.
Well, you had them because you were going to steal or you stole from people. That's why you had them, right? Why else would you have them?
Yeah,
I can't understand why you come in here and you assume I'm a goddamn idiot.
Consider for a moment how the victims must have felt when they realized a complete stranger had violated their privacy and disrupted their personal lives. That sense of fear and betrayal is not something easily dismissed or forgotten. All of this suffering occurred so that someone could satisfy another drug craving. At this point in the hearing, the defendant's father stands up to speak on his behalf. A link to the full statement will be included in the description for anyone who wants to hear it in its entirety. For now, only the closing portion will be played, followed immediately by the judge's final ruling.
Lives in Henderson,
in the
Nevada.
mail,
What?
in the mail,
In the mail. She sent it to you?
no,
Well, what do you mean in the mail?
in just mailboxes, I mean,
So you took it out of her mailbox?
yeah,
Okay, all these things I asked you about, these tax forms, mortgage statements, you took them out of people's mailboxes?
Yep. Yes.
And you did that so you could steal from them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So why did you come to Ohio from Nevada?
To get my life back on track, sir. To
Okay.
just try.
Were you trying to run from the people in Nevada?
No.
No? When were you taking stuff out of people's mailboxes in Nevada?
When I lived at this, when I lived in this apartment, you know,
No, he
a
doesn't.
lot of people would just, they would,
He doesn't know. Explain it.
no, I mean,
Explain.
Yeah.
Take some time and explain. Answer his question.
this was a real bad time in my life, sir, to where, like, I mean, I was using heroin, and by any means necessary, I would try to get money. So,
Okay.
I would
So
go
when I
through-
asked
would
you,
go
like-
through people's mail.
When I asked you 7 or 8 minutes ago why you had these things and you said you didn't know, now you do know. You were doing it to steal. See, I shouldn't have to play the part of a dentist up here and extract teeth one at a time because it's painful. Now, once you get here, you're stealing from somebody in Willoughby out of the mailbox, a 2023 tax form out of a mailbox on Timber Ridge Lane in Willoughby. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay. So you didn't, when you came here, you just kept doing what you were doing in Nevada, right?
yes,
See, the concern about you is that you, and Mr. Nicholson tells me that, and you tell me that you're tired and you want to change the way you live, right?
yes,
Yet you come here and you proceed to lie to me over and over again. That tells me that you don't want to change anything. That tells me that you want to tell me what you think I want to hear, so I'll buy your line of bullshit and give you what you want. That's what that tells me. Because when I asked you about all these people, instead of not knowing anything about it and just finding these in a bag of stuff somewhere, you would have told me what it was. But you didn't. That tells me all I need to know about you. What else do you want to say?
I'm sorry, sir. I really don't want to say anything else, because I just get confused, and my mind, you know what I mean? It's a lot right now, and it's just like, I don't know, you know what I mean? It's just, when you were naming off the people,
As mentioned before, this judge balances firmness with genuine compassion. Programs like NeoAP are intentionally structured so that participants fail if they refuse to abandon antisocial behavior and criminal thinking. The system is not meant to be easy or forgiving without effort. It offers opportunity, but only to those willing to change from the inside out. In this case, the defendant has been given a chance rather than immediate punishment. Whether that chance leads to redemption depends entirely on his willingness to follow the judge's well-earned wisdom.